welcome to my Wednesday afternoon Facebook Live. I know I have been missing for a couple of weeks. Unfortunately, I live in the country and I have country internet, and we've had snow and oh darn, sorry. Sorry about that. And when it snows, because our internet is broadband, it works on something like a little tiny satellite dish. When we get all the interference from snow, I have no upload speed, so I can't do live videos. Should this happen again, I have a workaround, and I will be recording and posting. May not make it right for 2 o'clock, but there will be a video posted the day that it's supposed to be live if I can't go live. Hoping that if you are joining me today, and if there is any problem with the feed that you're seeing, please let me know. Shouldn't be. The sun is shining, so we should all be good to go. I'm creating with the Always in My Heart bundle today, which is part of the Love You Always suite on page 10 of the January to June mini catalog. And we're going to make a quick, elegant Valentine's card that could be quite masculine. So just bear with me while I turn my camera down and we'll get started. Okay, so here's the catalog. This is the full page layout of the suite, and the bundle that we're going to work with is this one here, which is shown in more detail here on page 12. So we are going to use the stamps and the dies. And believe it or not, I don't have any bows or ribbons today. Just straighten this out a little bit. There we go. So this is the original card that I created that I'm going to walk you through, and I've made a few changes that what I'll tell you is that I am not doing this type of stencil design on the inside or the envelope. I'm going to do something different. I wasn't super happy with how it came out. So in our package of goodies here, we have, for a change, I'm working with Very Vanilla. I have a 8.5 by 5.5 Sahara Sand card base that's scored at 4 1/4. Excuse me. And I'm just going to burnish that really good. I have a piece of 5.5 by 2 3/4 basic black, a 4" by 5 1/4 Very Vanilla, which will be for the inside. I have 2 strips of the Specialty Designer series paper from the suite. Just let me go back to the catalog and I'll share them with you. Sorry, got a tickle going in my throat here. So there are 3 different papers. There's, I believe it's Petal Pink. It doesn't say here what colors there are. There's a darker pink and this crumb cake with a metallic design on them. We are also going to use a little bit of one of the colors. It's more of a champagne color from the Love You Always foil sheets. That's this piece here, and it just needs to be big enough for us to cut out this die. Look at the beautiful detail in that. So we're going to cut that out of the foil. So let's get started. First thing I want to do, because we have a bit of cutting to do and a bit of embossing, I'll do the embossing first, and then we can switch out the plates and carry on. So let me bring in the Stampin' Up Cut and Emboss machine, and I am going to use this Painted Texture 3D embossing folder, which is from the Fine Art Gallery suite. And we're just going to slip that in there. And we've got our base platform and plate number 4, which is for embossing the 3D embossing folders. And we're just going to run that through. I just love the texture from this one. So there, it's all ready to go. So we are done with the embossing. We're not quite done with the machine yet, but I'm going to set it aside for a second and we're going to do a bit of stamping, and then I can do all the cutting at once. So I am bringing in my Stamparatus. I have the heart stamp that says, "You had me at hello," on here, and I'm actually set up that I could stamp it twice. Whoops. And I need my little board under there. I like to have a board or a stamp case or something under there to make this more level before I stamp. Now the big reason that I'm using the Stamparatus is because this is a very solid image stamp, and I'm stamping on colored cardstock at some time, in black to boot. So sometimes that doesn't always work so well. So you might have to restamp. So I want to be able to stamp in the exact same position. So I'm going to bring in my Memento ink and ink up my stamp. Oops, make a mess while I'm at it. And we're going to stamp that. I can see the top is not inked up quite as well. And just press down. It's a solid stamp, so I want to make sure I get good pressure on there. Now you can see it's not totally solid, and I would like it more solid than that. So I'm going to re-ink my stamp. My goodness, I'm all thumbs today. And stamp again. Okay, so it's this side here that is not, and I'm not sure why it's not inking very well, but that's the beauty of the Stamparatus. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think I'm happy with that. Now, I'm set up that I could actually turn this around and do another one, which, why don't I? Oh, that's not supposed to happen. Now I'm using two just so that it doesn't pull up on me. I'm actually going to grab another stamp pad because I think that one might be a little short on ink. Yes, this one's got much more ink in it. Hopefully I didn't fill it in. Like I said, stamping with a solid stamp on colored cardstock with black can often be a challenge. So, there, that's pretty good. All right, pull this off. Pull this off. Just put this out of the way for now, and I'll clean that up later. Now, I just want to cut these apart. Let's bring in my paper snips here. All right, now we can bring back the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and do a little cutting. So to cut, we need the adapter, a bottom plate, our paper, our die, and another plate. Now I know I had this figured out. I think this is a 3x4 piece of cardstock, and it fits on here. Just have to turn it a little bit to get the whole thing on here. Oh, not like that. How did I do that? There. and a top plate. Now I have found I really only need to put this through once, but that said, I always recommend, before you take it off, you recommend that you check the back to make sure it's cut all the way through, and it has. Now you will notice that it's cut out this center heart. You can set that aside to use on another project. Just take all these little pieces away. I should have brought my die brush, but I did not grab that. Just quickly poke these out. Most of them. Oh, there's a few over here. Let me have a peek. Oh. There. Okay. All right, just let me clear off this plate. Because we're going to use the same die to cut out our heart. Which one's the best one? That's the best one. So we just need to line it up. Like that. Put our top plate on. And we have our heart. And we're done with this. So let me get this out of the way. And some of these bits and pieces. Oh dear. My dog hears me talking, so he wants to see who I'm talking to. So he's crying at the door. Okay. Let's get this card put together, shall we? So that's the inside, that's our card base. This, the two strips, this is all part of the front. Okay, so what I want to do first is adhere these two strips directly to the card base. And they are the full length of the card base. There is no border, they're full 5.5 inches. Hello, Mary Liz. How are you today? The sun came out finally. Thought I was going to miss another live today because the snow was falling. So these strips are 1 inch by 5.5. And I'm putting them about, oh, I don't know, 1/4, 3/8 of an inch away from the edge of the card base. I'm then going to attach this piece right in the middle, and I'm going to attach it with dimensionals. Just making sure that wasn't hanging over. And it is a full 5.5 by 2 3/4, as I said earlier. Oh, I bet. Yeah, it's, I don't know, scary how many people are working from home, and you wonder when this is all over how much more the norm that's going to be. and how many jobs will be lost because they've discovered efficiencies and they don't need as many people. Okay, so that's the front of our card base, as it were. Now we're going to dress it up. So I am going to, using dimensionals, add the heart. We got lots of dimension on this one. It might be a little expensive to mail. So this is maybe one you give to somebody that's special. So I'm just adding a dimensional wherever there's a little bit of a solid area, just enough to hold it up. And I just noticed one little spot there that needs to be poked through. There we go. Pull those backings off. Hello, Laura. How are you today? I see that you signed on. Yeah, I absolutely love this die. I hope it carries over, but it's one of those ones that even if it doesn't, I'll probably keep it anyway. Okay, now with our heart that we cut out the middle, it's supposed to sit there, but if I put it on dimensionals, it'll just be flat. So, you know, for me, that's just not good enough. So I'm going to put a double layer of dimensionals on this. I've done this before and I really like the effect. Yes, freezing cold, I know, but it was only minus 29 this morning, not minus 33, so I thought that was a win. When it finally gets up to minus 11, if it really does next week, we'll be getting our shorts out. Shorts and flip-flops. There, so that just pops it up just a little bit higher than the frame of the heart. So that's the front of the card. So for the inside, it's pretty basic, and our envelope at the same time, might as well. I have two of the stamps. I have an outline stamp and a fill-in stamp of a leaf. And I played around with this a little bit, and this is kind of what I decided on. So I am doing the outline in crumb cake, but I'm stamping it off first. And we can do it a couple times. And we'll do the same. Yeah, sad when minus 29 is better, I know. But you know, we've had a pretty mild winter, all said. Try not to complain, try and find the... Hello, Kelly Shepherd. How are you today? Now, I have brought in Petal Pink, and again, because I want it to be very soft, I'm going to stamp off. So this stamp is part of the two-step stamping and fills in the color on the leaves. Oops, not stamp off twice. And then we need to put our greeting on the inside, which is, "You are always in my heart." Give that a second to dry. I'll close up my ink. Yeah, Laura, I understand not ordering it. Sometimes all the heart ones seem, we don't have much time if we're aiming them at Valentine's Day. There are some really good greetings in this set that could be for, well, I think there's even a happy anniversary. It could be used as a wedding card. Yeah, lots of different things. But there you go, really quick. And as Mary Liz said, elegant. And I think it's not too frilly that could be given to a guy. I think that's what my guy's going to get, because he's actually going to be home for Valentine's Day, which is exciting because he's been gone for 2.5 months. But that's what I have for you today. I will be back on a Facebook Live, weather permitting, on Friday at 2. And as I had said at the very beginning of this, what I am planning to do if weather is not in my favor, I will record and post a video. It may not make it for 2, but I will have a video up on that day. If you are on my mailing list, an email went out today with a newsletter in it. I am setting up a Parkland Stampers VIP group, which will in March start on Thursday evenings, and my Friday afternoon public Facebook Lives will be going away. So this one will still be here, but I will have a VIP page. I'm just getting it set up now, and invitations for joining will be going out soon. If you're not on my friends list and don't get an invitation, please search it and request to join. Thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate the support. If you comment, as many of you have, on this card or share this video, you may have to let me know you shared depending on your security settings. I will be drawing next Wednesday for someone to win a small prize. Thanks very much. Have a great day, everyone. Talk to you soon.